Good morning, everybody. Give me a couple moments here to share the link live for you guys. So I will be with you guys in a couple moments. There we go. All right, good morning, everybody. Sorry, getting started a little bit later here today. So let's hop right into it, see what is happening. Take a look at futures right now, and not looking so hot. Let me zoom in here. So right now, futures is basically failing the 20 EMA right now, right here, that red line. So now I got to watch that 50 SMA, that 27 or 2673-ish area. So you can see kind of a cup and handle. So see if it fails and falls down to that level or if it's going to go back up. But as of right now, it is a red day. Good morning, Dan. So, all right, guys, let's get right into it and see if there's anything to look at and keep an eye on right now. Let me see here. Let's take a look on my watch list. CYPE, we're looking, obviously, big green day on Friday. And just seeing if there's potential continuation. See if we can get over 50 cents and continue. Obviously, a bit overextended. Not doing much of anything right now. So this might be just a peripheral watch. So I kind of have ones that I watch right at the open and then also kind of ones on a separate screen that I keep an eye on. So that's more of a peripheral watch. ADOM, not doing much of anything right now. So this one I was looking, you can see is kind of bull flagged. Kind of had a bigger green day on Friday. Wanted to see if this is going to continue and break above $2. Again, probably more of a peripheral watch one right now. Many of these might not be bullish due to the market being down this morning, so we got to keep an eye on them. PRED, this is kind of more of like a flat top ascending triangle. Wanted to see if it can get above the 128 area. Not really liking that one as much right now either. We'll go to trade ideas in a moment. CYRX, this one may have been, let me see, a short, potential short at or below 1202. So this is one to potentially watch since it's overextended. You can see this inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, one up here. You can see it's a bit overextended on the daily. So watch for this one as a potential short down. So this one is one to definitely watch at the open. See if you can get shares. If it changes right now, it's showing hard to borrow on Thinkorswim, so you're probably not going to be able to get shares. But if it changes to easy to borrow, that is one to keep an eye on for a potential short since it is overextended. Market is down today. See if this $12 area will break and see if price falls below it. So you can see not much volume going on with it right now as well. So one to definitely keep an eye on. That's CYRX. VKTX. This is one, wanted to see it get above. It's kind of an inverse head and shoulders above that 560-ish area. A little bit of volume here. It looks like it's around 550 this morning. So this one, keep an eye on this one. This one might be a sleeper to break above 560 area. If so, it might be an inverse head and shoulders breakout. So that is one to keep an eye on. That is VKTX. And last one over here from the watch list was SA at or above 1165. It's kind of right there right now. It's kind of in the middle of this triangle at this point. Some resistance right over here on that 1270s area. But again, the market is down this morning, so it's one of those ones just to kind of keep peripherally an eye on. So CYRX for a potential short, VKTX for a potential long so far. And let's see about trade ideas. I'm having a tough time seeing it today. I had to reach out to trade ideas, so my screen is not looking so hot, so I might have to squint a little bit. I'm looking at Dan's screen, and it's kind of shrunk on my computer right now, so it's a little bit tougher to see. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Ah, there we go. I can zoom in. All right, so that works. All right, let's take a look at Win is at the top, but there's not much volume. Let's just take a look at it. It's not really much, but man, that has a major jump with hardly any volume right now. That's Windstream. So price target is raised to $10 per share. So that might be why it's jumping up this morning. Let's see if there's a gap here on the daily. Looks like there's a gap, right? Okay, it's above that gap right now. Let's go and see that gap right there, right down over here, that 364 area. Right down here. Pre-market high is 609, right up in here. Man, what a crappy looking chart. So it looks like the price target was raised on it. This is one to keep an eye on. It looks really not like it's doing much of anything right now, hardly any volume, but got to keep an eye on it at the open, see if some volume comes in and can continue upwards. So this might be, again, one to watch. The pattern's just very messy right now, so got to watch and see. So we'll keep an eye on that. WIN. For those of you guys watching on YouTube, we have the chat room or the chat feature disabled on YouTube because we do all of our chatting right over here on our website, bullishbears.com. We have a few rooms. We have 1, 2, 3 rooms. Day trade room, swing trade room, a futures trading room, and also now a hangout room for people that want to chat. So all of our chatting is done in our trade room, so come and join us if you haven't already. We're only $10 a month. So, and I can see Rose is in there chatting away in the futures room. Hey, Rose, if you're listening. Rose is killing it, doing a great job. Same with David. David's in our day trading room. Guys, always people, we got our eyes out for people that want to become a part of the community and those that like to give back. And we have some really good people in our rooms that are growing along with us. So it's great. Right? I'm trying to see here. I'm trying to zoom in on this. Dan, I'm having technological issues right now seeing trade ideas. Dang it. I can't see my screen right now. Let me see. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to see. I can't pull up the trade ideas right now. We had to reach out to trade ideas this morning, so I'm having issues seeing the screen. All right. TRXC. All right. Let's pull this one up. Lots of volume this morning. Let's pull up, clear the drawings here. Pre-market high of 418. Looks like there's some news on it. So this is the pre-market high. We can see here. So this one might keep an eye on this one. Lots of volume at the open. It is pulling back right now. So you want to see this one right here. Kind of watch if it's going to be flagging over here. Right? So it kind of has like a bull flaggish pattern going on. So price needs to kind of get back and break out and see if we can break above $4 and continue. So this is one to keep an eye on, TRXC. Excuse me, guys. So at this point, the market's down, not doing much of anything right now. I'm going to look. You're watching MYSZ and BOSC. Let me see if I can. MYSC. Let's see if I can catch it before the bell here. MYSZ. Yep, that's a nice one to watch. Good call, David. MYSZ, see if you can get above that 122 marker, or that, yeah, right there, 122 pre-market high. It's got some resistance at that 50 SMA or that 129. So you can kind of draw a trend line kind of right here, kind of do it like that, right? So watch MYSZ as well. So MYSZ, possibly TRXC, win if it can get some volume and continue upwards, and possibly VKTX, and then CYRX is a potential short. So the bell is going to ring in about a minute, so we'll just keep an eye on it and see what happens. So you can see MYSZ is failing that trend line as we speak, right? So now you got to see if it's going to hold that 9 EMA and continue upwards, or if it's going to fail. CYRX is rejecting right now. I guess you can't, if you have Thinkorswim, you can't get shares. Interactive Brokers probably has shares though. So guys, if you're new to the stock market, obviously as a day trader, you got to determine, what type of day trader are you? Are you a scalper getting in and out really quickly using a 1-minute chart, or are you going to use a 5-minute chart and kind of play the patterns on a 5-minute chart, or are you going to use a combo, look at the, chart in a 5-minute, get your entries and exits on a 1-minute? It's really no right or wrong way to do it. The right way to do it though is making sure you have proper risk management. Tight stops if the trade goes against you. But some people like to just play really quickly the 1 minute at the open, get in, get out, and some people like to wait for the patterns to form. Win is moving up as we speak. So you can see here's Win. Gapped up, really overextended right now. Need some volume. Not a lot of volume at all, though. It's only 38,000. And something, again, it's very important to just kind of let things shake itself out a little bit. Give the market a few minutes. Let it pick a direction. Let these patterns form. Or again, you could be a hotkey fan and just get in, get out really quickly. But you have to know what you're doing. You don't want to just buy just to buy, right? Got to trade the right setups. And right now, there's just a lot of bearishness right now. So these are the days when the market's bearish, where you want to have a broker where you can short, such as Interactive Brokers. They're a good economical broker to use. Obviously, Speed Trader and Centerpoint are really good too. You got to have usually about 25, 30,000 in an account. So you'd want to have a broker like Interactive Brokers to short, or you can watch for dip buys. Watch for these stocks to sell off, form a base, and then kind of go in and get a good scalp on them. It's all a matter of whether you you know, feel comfortable shorting or whether you are more of a dip buyer. But shorting's not as complicated as people think. You know, with longing, you buy low, sell high. So buy at support, sell at resistance. With shorting, you sell high and then buy low to cover. Short at resistance levels, buy at support levels, and keep the difference. We have a bunch of shorting videos on our YouTube playlist, so make sure you check them out. Very simple to do. You can see, yeah, just lots of bearishness right now, guys. Not much looking so hot. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to see the screen right now. I can't really see it so hot. NAKD. Let me go over here. Let's do this. Morning scan. Yeah, so you can even see right now, even on my morning scan, not much is coming across. BGI looks like it was hitting trade ideas. So you can see this one, right? Garbage looking chart on the daily. This one's getting a pump up right now. You can see, I don't see any news on it. Let's see, BGI definitely has some volume. Let's pull up a 1 minute chart. This one might be one to keep an eye on. Let's see if you can break above that 227. So watch if it bull flags on a 1 minute and breaks out. Again, risk management on a big candle like this, very difficult. You can see it is hitting trade ideas as we speak, but see that right here, it breaks above and then it falls back down. It's a bit choppy right now. And so this is important, guys. If you're new trading, you don't want to just, I mean, we all want to trade, right? We all want to make money, but like sometimes like the patterns aren't there. Sometimes when you have the choppiness, like right now, it's first 5 minutes, it's just very choppy, not really good patterns. That's where you could either go in really quickly for a scalp or just kind of sit back, not trade, right? Don't trade just to trade. You can see right here, this had 5 minutes, this 1 5 minute candle. Now this over here, this 5 minute candle is getting a bit messy. And it's pulling back, right? MYSZ might be trying to make a play. So you can see that 5 minute, kind of like that high wave candle. Now it's got to get above that 122 marker, right? So it's going right back up to it. Now see if it can break and continue. You need to see break now. Right now it's breaking 122. You need to see it hold and continue upwards. At 122, it needs to hold that area. If you're new, you see how it goes like this, right? It goes, it breaks above. When the retest happens right here, it failed below it, but now it might be holding. You got to see it's some indecision right now. But when resistance breaks, it then becomes support, and you want to see that support hold. And like right here, if you're bullish, you want to see it hold, bull flag here, and continue up. This candle right now is definitely a bit risky. See it teetering up and down, right? So watch if it can hold above this 122, 123 area and then get above that 124 marker to continue upwards. Let me take a look at the daily again. So this one has, okay, 128 area, that 50 SMA is going to be resistance. So if it can break above that, it could get a pump. Obviously, you can see this garbage chart. It's a pump and dump, right? So it could move if it can get above and get above that 50 SMA. See if it can get above. Now it needs to get above and continue. So you can see a bull flag here. Watch for 128. That 50 SMA right up in that area. See that it's struggling. It's going above, right below that 128. Pulls back right here on the 1 minute. So you saw this bull flag pushed up. It's struggling right now. Right along this trend line. It's got to hold, continue, get above 128. Wind looks like it's building some volume here for some potential continuation. Let's take a look at this one right here. See here, those little candles right here. Let's see if we can get above that 640-ish area. See if we can get above there and continue. It's got some news. Volume's starting to get going. Needs to get some more. But kind of has like almost like an ascending kind of triangle pattern right up over here. See if it can break out and then break above 650 and get some volume. And MYSZ looks like it's still failing right now. You guys see this kind of like this ascending triangle here. You can see higher lows being formed, right? You have 1, 2, now 3 tests of a top here. You want to see volume come in and break out and break it above and get a lot more volume coming in. Being aware it is very overextended doesn't mean it can't pop up and continue though. I'm looking at several of these patterns, guys. They're just going up, 1, 2, 5 minute candles. Now they're starting to fail. TRXC is starting to fail. Let's see if that's shortable. Not on Thinkorswim. So TRXC starting to fail. CYRX is back at the high of day. We're looking at that one as a potential short. That might be failing. Here goes MYSZ. So this one as well. So let's keep an eye on WIN and then MYSZ. It's right below 128. So here we go with WIN right below 650, right? Want to see it get more volume. Hold this area right up here, that 640-ish area, and get above 650 to continue. We can see in the daily. Let's go back over here. So watch right here on the 1 minute, see if there's just a little pullback and continues, or if it fails. So this is very important support area, that 640-ish area, and you want to see it get above 660 and continue if you're bullish on it. Right here. Let's see. I'm going to go back to, let me pull up a second chart here with MYSZ. See if we can get a better look here. So MYSC is over the 50 SMA right now. So let's go zoom in. So you can see it's bull flagging right now. Needs to hold that 127.28 area. Have it hold and then push out above 130. Just remove some of these lines for you guys. All right, so it's getting above 130. See if it can hold. There you go. Hitting trade ideas right now. Got a bunch of volume. Let's take a look at be aware it is a bit overextended at this point. Doesn't mean it can't continue, but want to keep an eye on it. See if it pulls back down to these areas or if it's going to keep going up. Win is kind of just slowly just trading sideways here. It's a little bit difficult to trade right now. Needs to just kind of, it's kind of riding above the 9 EMA on the 1 minute. Just look, it's so overextended right now. So it's having some difficulty at this point. Now it needs to break above that 134 area here. Let me pull up the daily chart again. So you can see it's above the 50. It's got some room to go if it can pump up. Let's go back to the 1 minute. So newbies, if you're watching, be careful buying out when price is far away from the moving average lines. You ideally want to get in when price is near the moving average lines, buy at support levels, sell up in resistance levels. Be careful buying when price is far away from the moving average lines. Sometimes you can buy when it pulls back to like a support area if the pattern holds. And then obviously use this area. Have tight stops, right? Tight risk management. We encourage people to place their own stops, not put them into a system and let the system and the market makers trigger them. But, you know, get used to trading, especially if you're day trading, put your own stops and manually press the buy and sell button, not just put them into the system for the market makers to trigger it. They say they don't, but they say they don't trigger them on purpose, but I don't believe it. So right here, you can see the retest over here about 134. Now it's starting to fail a little bit. So you guys watching this, when price breaks out, right? Resistance then becomes support. You have the retest over here. When the retest happens, you want to see it hold, not fail, but many times it'll fall below and then it'll bounce back up, right? Got to watch for these little bull flags right here, bull flag right here. And then now you got to see right here, the pattern's getting a little bit of a challenge. So here's a 5 minute. When you switch from the 1 minute to the 5 minute, big green candle pulling back over here. It's failing to hold this high. So now you might have more of a evening star pattern potentially forming if this kind of holds a doji up here for a potential reversal. Or, you know, I got to watch it, see if it can hold above that 134 area and continue. Just be aware, price is overextended. It is far away from the 9 EMA on the 5 minute. So that's why it's important to look at the patterns, right? And then also look at, you know, your entries and exits on the 1 minute. So right now it's getting near the 9 EMA on the 1 minute. So now you want to see it hold if you're bullish and continue up. But now it's got to watch and see on this one. It's showing some weakness here, and the moving average lines are trading sideways. The 9 EMA is trading sideways. If you're bullish, you want to see it hold here and then get the 9 EMA to push it back up. I'm going to take a look at CHCI in a second here. Let's pull that one up. CHCI. This one's definitely getting some volume over here. It's a bit overextended on the 5 minute right now. I'm trying to see this pattern here. It's really kind of a choppy pattern right now. Got to get above these areas. See if we can get above that 490. It's got $5 area. So watch the 5 minute here. See if it pulls back and bull flags and continues. Again, it's a bit overextended right now. On MYSZ, it's holding the 9 EMA right now. Now you want to see price get back above that 135 area and then break above 137. But here you go. See this right here on the 5 minute, it's got to contend with this doji wick area right here. So it could bull flag, watch and see if a bull flag forms and continues, but it's got to deal over here on the 1 minute with these wicks over here. And hence this weakness that you see right over here. That's why patterns are super, super important to follow. Again, also be aware that the market is red today too, right? So when you have a red day, doesn't mean these things are going to go. Sometimes they just, again, you might just get, it's only 20 minutes in, you might just get this and then it's done, right? So these stocks, they run with the market. So you got to be in and out very quickly or take the short side of things. And you guys seeing this here, right? Remember I was telling you about an evening star pattern? There you go. Right? Big green candle up. Doji falling below this doji candle now. This is your evening star pattern. This is the reversal pattern. So now you want to see it if you're bullish on it. You want to see it hold this 9 EMA. Look for a new pattern. See if it's going to continue up. But here you go. 1, 2, 3 candles. Boom, done. There's the reversal. And that's why it's important to look at a 5 minute chart. Look for these patterns, then look for your entries on the 1 minute. Super important. Win is still moving up. Let's pull up Win. Wow, Win has actually, not much. It's still about 400,000 in volume. It's just slowly kind of grinding up. Let me go on a 1 minute. It's still holding that 9 EMA. It's still a bit difficult to trade this though right now. You got to get it. See how just so overextended it is right now. But it's still riding this 9. So you want to see this 9 curl up and kind of like go diagonal up and keep and push price up. Let me look at the 5 minute. There we go. It's a little bit easier on the 5 minute. You have this little pullback here on the 5 minute. But again, be aware this is so overextended. Nice job, Jeremy. CYPE is breaking above 50 cents now. That was on the watch list. So see if 50 cents can hold now. Let's go back to the daily on this one. Again, very overextended on the daily. But this is one, again, we had in the watch list at or above 41 cents, right? So it's a very inexpensive stock at or above 41 cents. It's up to 53 cents today. So that's a 12-cent move on a 50-cent stock. Pretty good. Again, just be aware it's very overextended. But many times these stocks have a big green day like this, and then they have those sympathy days right here, right? So 50 cents would be a great stop area, but consider taking your profits if you were in on this one right here. Just be aware it's very overextended. It can continue, absolutely, but be aware of how overextended it is. This could easily give back its gains and go right back down to 50 cents and fail. All right, CHCI. It's a bit messy right now, right here. Got to watch for a better pattern here on the 5-minute. You guys see this here on the 5-minute over here on CYPE. Went up, now it's pulling back. See if this will bull flag and continue upwards, or watch that 50 cent area if it's going to hold or if it'll fail. Now high day is 57 cents, so now you're right in between the 50 cents and 57. Yeah, CYRX. Yeah, might be one to keep an eye on again for a potential short. If you can find shares. That's the one on our watch list for a potential short below that $12 area. Pattern's very messy right now though, but it's failing that 1208-ish or 1209 area right now. Right now, it's kind of hovering above the 9 and the 5 minutes. So I'll pull that one up in a second for you guys. CHCI might be still trying to hold here. Let's pull up a 5-minute. So you guys can see it was a bit overextended, pulled back. So now it's got to contend with this area over here, and you can see the 200 SMA kind of popped up. Now it's rejecting right over here. So this is one that, you know, if you're a 5-minute trader, you got to let the pattern play out. If you're a 1-minute trader, you kind of zoom in, kind of see, you know, right now it's a bit difficult. It's this 9 EMA is trading sideways. Again, just everything's kind of real choppy this morning, guys, because if you look over on the futures, you can see the futures. You can see the 9's kind of curling down. It's kind of feeling this 20 right now, but it bounced back up. So now you're dealing with this, you know, this red indecision candle. You got to see are the bulls going to come in, push it back up above the moving average lines, or is it going to fall down towards that 50 SMA area. So what's happening in the markets also affects these stocks. So if you're looking to be bullish on the day, it's going to be a bit of a challenge to get those patterns when you're seeing this. Let me pull up CYRX. So a CYRX I had on the watch list at or below 1202. Again, if you guys are watching us, you're not members, we're only $10 a month to get these alerts. We send out the watch list free to our members, but not the alerts. The alerts, again, we're only $10 a month. So this one right here, CYRX, we had at or below 1202. So you can see on the daily right here, again, very overextended. We're looking for it to reject. You can see it broke out, very overextended on the daily. You know, obviously, you know, it's still early in the morning, but now you want to see right here, it might be showing some indecision. Come over to the 5-minute right here. You can see it's a bit sloppy right now. Kind of has a head and shoulders on the 5-minute. You can see a head area, a left shoulder, kind of a right shoulder. So now you want to see, is this going to fail? Again, it's a bit choppy of a pattern right now. It's a little bit difficult to trade this one. But if price starts failing these moving average lines, then you can see it's got a ways to go for a short. So if it does fail that $12 area, it's definitely got some room to fall. It's a bit choppy again, you know, this indecision pattern here. It's not the greatest head and shoulders. I mean, it's showing some indecision right over on these areas. So got to see, you know, sometimes you can't trade, right? Sometimes like a day like this makes it very difficult. And back over to MYSZ, just to show you guys, right? There was your evening star pattern right here. Big green candle up, doji, third candle all the way down. Now it's failing these moving average lines. So you could have taken a short if you could have gotten shares to short right below here using the high of day as your stop. And CHCI is still battling that 200 SMA right here. So you can see this pattern right here on the 5-minute is translating over on the 1-minute, right? You're dealing with this. Very choppy. Broaching high of day, see if it can get back above it. This is where, again, you have to be very quick on your hotkeys, right? If you're going to trade a stock like this, you can trade it, right? But you can see it goes up and down very quickly, right? You got to be very quick with hotkeys if you're going to trade this or try to get scalped. Yeah, Thinkorswim doesn't have shares of CYRX to short. I'm not logged into Interactive Brokers right now, so I'm not sure if they have any. Can anybody check and see in Interactive Brokers if there are shares to short of CYRX? That one's starting to drop. So here you go. You guys can see right here. See if it'll start to fail. Right below that 50 SMA marker. If that fails at 1180 marker, that could definitely have some room to fall. Is anyone logged in on Interactive Brokers in the trade room, guys? See if there's anything for CYRX for shares. Dan, can you check? Win, very overextended. Still creeping, huh? Very difficult to trade this one at this point as well. It's just so overextended. It's like kind of creeping up. You can see it's getting above the high of day, but it's just like very slowly creeping. 133,000 shares available to short on CYRX. All right, well, keep an eye on it for anybody that has Interactive Brokers. It is bouncing right now here on the 50. So obviously with the head and shoulders, technically you want to short below the neckline. So ideally you would have wanted to get on up here if it was to get a short, but you can see this right shoulder formation here. It's a bit tricky, you know, sometimes trying to short below a right shoulder can be a bit of a challenge. So this is one to keep an eye on. Let me take a look at AXON is on Trade Ideas. Is it AXON or yeah? This one's taken off. You can see a little bull flag here, pulled back. It's a bit overextended right now. It is hitting Trade Ideas. Let me pull up daily chart. So this one's definitely one to keep an eye on. There's a gap over in this area here. Let me see. Does this one have news on it? Looks like it has some news as well. So newbies, again, be very careful when a stock hits like this and it's hitting Trade Ideas and it's overextended. You got to be very careful buying out in these areas. You want to buy down in these areas right here. This little bull flag here pulls back. Maybe on this one here to continue upwards, but not when it's overextended like this. Now CYPE, for those that were watching, it's on the watch list. You can see right here, this one's still continuing. Needs to get above 60 cents. All right, you have 56-cent area as some support right near that 9 EMA. If you look at the 5-minute, had this little pullback right here. You could have gotten in at the break above this 5-minute candle here using a stop below it. Got to watch right here in this area. It's got to get above 60 cents with that 56, 57 area as support. Nice job, Jeremy. Now, high day on AXON is 158. So see if it's going to pull back a little bit right here and bull flag and go up, or if it's just going to just tank and fall back down. Be aware that its price is very far away from the 9 EMA on the 5-minute. Guys, give me 1 second. I might have to redo Trade Ideas because I think they may have fixed mine for me. So give me 1 second, see if I could do and log in. Load layout. Aha! Trade Ideas is backing up and running. Gotta love these guys. Trade Ideas, good support plug for them. Their customer service is fantastic. So they just got back to me. Now I can see my screen again. All right, perfect. So Trade Ideas, if you're listening, we love your support. You're great. All right, so back and running. I can see good. Oh, lots of choppiness, guys. You can see here going back to the futures. Let me go up here. There's my mouse. Might be trying to get it bounced up from right below. It's above the 20 EMA now. Got to keep an eye on it. Let's go to the 5 minute. It's got to get above that 27.11. Again, just kind of a choppy day. So that's why I encourage people when we're trading, you want to find these patterns, right? If the patterns aren't there, then don't trade. Very simple. There are many days you just don't trade. So CODX is hitting trade ideas now. You can see some resistance right at that 200 SMA for sure. Let's look at the 5 minute. As you can see, boom, boom, went up, really overextended. Now you gotta watch what happens with this candle here. But now all these wicks right here, this wick and the shadow right here might be showing a potential reversal. And this one right here, CYPE, kind of has some tweezer top formation right here. You can see two equal tops. You want to see if you're bullish, you want to see price get above 60 cents. It's showing, you know, it can't break above 60 cents. So it's a potential tweezer tops. So keep an eye now on this 50 cent area as potential support. But you can see kind of bull flagged here, went up. But now it's losing that bull flaggish formation. You need to see it like another candlestick green one here, kind of hold right here so it'll bull flag and continue up. Right now it's struggling. And right here on the 5 minute, you see this big red doji candle. Price has to contend with this huge long wick right now. Don't be surprised if this run reverses and fails. Guys, for those of you guys that are new as well, again, in our trade rooms, we did open, I think it was on Thursday or Friday, we opened a futures trading room. So there are people in futures trading room right now talking. They like to trade CL. I believe that's the oil futures. So for those in the futures room, let's pull up the CL chart. Someone said head and shoulders on a 5 minute. Kinda. Depending on how you're looking at it. You can see a head here, left shoulder. This is the right shoulder, but the right shoulder is higher than the left shoulder, so it's technically not. If you zoom in and you want to say this is a head, this is a left shoulder, that's a right shoulder, possibly. But it's just kind of a messy looking chart right now. Let me look at the daily. Daily is failing the 50 SMA right now. So it needs to get back above it. Where is that? That's 67. Right around that pink line right above here. And you can see the 9 and the 20 are pinching. So you can see it's potentially crossing over. It's bearish looking right now. So that 50 SMA is very important area to keep an eye on. So you got to watch that formation on the 5 minute. It's a bit messy right now. It is failing the 50 SMA in the 5 minute as well, so this one could fall. Any views on CRM? Let me see PCR. PCR in the trade room asked about CRM. Let's take a look at that. So this is a higher priced one. Take a look at it over here. It's right smack dab in between the 9 and the 20 right now. So that's a bit difficult. Let's see on the 5 minute. So on CRM, it's not looking very bullish at the moment if you're looking to go long. It's got these areas, the 50 and the 200 SMA for resistance, and the pattern on the 5 minutes very choppy right now. So PCR, you're questioning on CRM. I don't know if you're talking about long or short, but if you're talking long, it's not looking so hot at the moment. VKTX might be going red to green, so let's take a look at this one. You can see pre-market high of that 550. Kind of got this cup bottom right here, right? Pre-market high of 550. Where's previous close? I don't see it. It's not showing my VWAP on this chart, or the previous close line. That's not good. Let me see. Sorry guys, I don't know why my previous clothesline is not showing on this one over here. Let me try and do this. I have no clue why it's not showing. Let me reset my chart. Probably because I only have it on this chart over here. That's why. Which one was I think? Oh, VKTX. VKTX. Yeah, so it's rejecting off previous close, these orange dotted lines right now. So that one's struggling right now. It's failing. Let's take a look at AEZS. That's hitting trade ideas. Bit choppy right now on the 5 minute. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. Yeah, very choppy looking right now. Yeah, don't like that chart. And this win is just slowly grinding up. Look at this thing, huh? Very difficult to trade this one. But it's still grinding up, huh? Slowly grinding up. This 1 minute chart is very... Like, you can see that price is just kind of like slowly grinding up on it. But, you know, it's still moving up. Just very overextended. Let me pull up CODX. That's on Trade Ideas. So this one right here, you can see it's got that, I showed you guys this earlier here, this big spinning, whatever you want to call it, long tail doji, high wave candle, doji. It's a messy looking candle right here. So this is affecting this over here. So if you're a 5 minute trader, difficult to trade this. If you're a 1 minute trader, you know, some people play these 1 minute candles, boom, in and out. Right, so you could scalp these really quickly. You just got to be careful because the pattern's not so hot right now. And CYRX, the one we were talking about earlier, failed that neckline area right here. You can see that line I had here, that 1180. So it's currently failing. You can see it was a head, left shoulder, right shoulder, failed. You can see this neckline kind of started failing down over here. Many times it'll go back, right? It'll fall, it'll go back and retest this area. So if you missed an entry as it was falling, now you got to see, is it going to go back and retest and fail? Right now it's kind of a bear flag, right? So you want to see this 1180 price still fail, like stay below it if you're going to be bearish on it. I'll pull up SA in a second, MQ. I was looking at it. The problem is hardly any volume. So it's bullish, but it doesn't have any volume on it. So guys, technical analysis lesson for you guys newbies watching here. When you're going short, obviously the pattern's just very... it's messy here, right? It's just a very messy looking pattern on the 1 minute at least. The 5 minute has kind of a head and shoulders, like a head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Still a bit choppy, but you can see kind of a support area. Test here. This one's a little bit above it, but you can see kind of drawing it across. You can see that 50 SMA is an important support area. So when price starts to fall below it, that's when you can look at a potential short. Obviously, if you'd love to ideally get a short up here at the top, right? But if you miss it, you want to take it, when price starts failing below the head and shoulders. Sometimes you might miss this candle on a 1 minute right here. So you have to watch for it to retest. So now it's bear flagging and pulling back up. This could continue and go back up. We got to watch and see. But at this point, all right, let me just do this. Let me do a drawing tools here. You can kind of see right over here. So now that head and shoulders is kind of like a descending triangle as well. So this could still pop up and break that head and shoulders as pattern. It's still got to, contend with this area of resistance. So you got to watch it, right? You got to watch both these patterns right here. So you can see the head and shoulders, but it also can turn into like a descending triangle. But the whole point that I want to show you guys is this area right here is very important for price to stay below that 1180-ish area if you're bearish on it. But many a times this thing will pop up and, buyers can come in and just pop it right back up, but it could still fail, right? So, again, this resistance area up here is something you got to be aware of. But at this point, this is a very important support area. Now it's not, it's now resistance. So it was support, now it's resistance. So if price is to continue upwards, it's got to deal with all this resistance ahead. Still not much volume as well. So you want to see if you're going to go short on this, you want to see this pattern right here. Again, bear flag here. You want to see it fail this and continue to stay below that 1180 area. Now watch right here on the 1 minute, see if it'll fall below that 1170. You can see 1, 2, 3 tests on the 1 minute below the 9. Price is still not getting above it. So a bear flag here, that 1180, very important resistance area. So again, a lesson on risk management. If you took a short on this, right? Let's see if you you missed this move here, right? You missed it falling down over here. When price started getting back up to the 9 EMA over here, you can see this 1180 is a very important resistance area. Once it starts failing this 9 EMA over here, if you decided to take a short because it's rejecting below this 9 EMA, you could use a close above this 1180 as your stop, right? You don't want to just let it go all the way up, right? It's actually not too bad. It's like $12. It's 20 to 30 cents. Not too bad for risk management on a bigger stock, like $11, $12 stock. So you can have tighter risk management. Use watch the trend line over here, kind of see maybe $12 to 11.70. That's 30 cents, right? I like to have it a little bit tighter, but you can see you got to give yourself good risk management strategies. You can see a close above 1180 would be potentially good as well. So you can have a tight stop. So if you took a short, somewhere in this 1175 or 1176 area, if you got a close above 1180, that's less than a 5-cent stop, right? Good risk management, tight risk management, right? So if the trade goes against you, which many times it will, you can stop out with minimal loss. So I'm not saying to take a short on this, but if you did and it went against you, you can see this area, a close above it would be a stop. Many a times price will go, you may see price go and just jump above this, reject up here, and it doesn't close and fail. That's why it's so important to watch these patterns. And again, proper risk management. Now you can see this candle right here, this 5-minute candle closed over here. Still not much volume, so not much going on, right? That's good. If you're short on it, nobody's really buying. It's failing this 9 EMA. Now at this point, if you're bearish on it, you want to see it continue and fail, and ideally fall below that 1160 area. And with shorting, many a times these are just like a slow grind down, right? They just take a while. Sometimes you can get them quick, but on these, which one's this one? CYRX. It's actually on the lower float of things. It's still a little bit higher than 20 million. This is shares, so this is shares outstanding, but this is probably right around 20 million floats. This one's kind of slowly going down. But a short, you can kind of slowly write them down many of times and just, sell at a top. Ideally, you want to short up here. But if you miss the entry, find, a support level and then use that area. If you're shorting below it right over here, a close above it as your stop. So just watching this one a little bit, seeing how it plays out. Just to show you guys how shorting works. Now right here, it's kind of in this channel right here. It's this 1180 area and 1160 over here. So many times price will bounce around inside of there, right? Trying to see if there's another pattern to keep an eye on here. You can kind of see this over here as well. Kind of see this area here, kind of a falling wedge as well. So it could fall down right here. This 1160 is important. So keep an eye down over in here as well. We're going to come back to this one as well. But it's important to kind of find your patterns, draw these trend lines, find the pattern overall, and see the channels that these that price trades in. Just again, today's just a very messy day, guys. It's just very bearish. Let me pull up the futures ES. Big red candle here on the 1 minute. Let's go back to the daily. You can see, it's still right at that 20 EMA. So this is just going to be messy here. So price again, if you're bullish on it, you want to see price, the bulls come in, push price back above the 9 EMA. But right now, price is right around these moving average lines, the 9 and the 20. And that tug of war between the bulls and the bears. Don't like that one. I'm trying to pull up some other ones that are hitting trade ideas, see what I see. TNDM. This one's bear flagging now on the 5 minute here. Yeah, big red candle down over here. So again, guys, when you see a stock like this, right? Well, first of all, it's been super overextended right here, right? On the RSI, look at that for a while. But when it gets to a top like this, at some point, you can see this doji candle, kind of a spinning top. It's going to want to reverse. It gives back a lot of its gains, right? The further price gets away from these moving average lines, at some point, it's going to want to push back, right? Like a rubber band, right? If price gets too overbought, too oversold, snaps back to those moving average lines, and then you got to look at the patterns. Right here, big red day falls right down, right below the 20. Bulls came back in, pushed it back up. So now it's got to contend with these moving average lines as resistance. And I'm not seeing much of anything, guys. Very, very garbage looking right now. So again, guys, if you're new, these are the days that as much as you want to trade, maybe you don't trade, right? You can't lose money if you don't trade. Or, you know, maybe you adjust your strategy a little bit. Maybe you go for a quick scalp, see if that works for you. So maybe if you're a 5 minute trader and you see that the 5 minute patterns are they're really crappy today, you know, maybe you go in for a quick scalp, make 10 or 15 cents and be done and get out, right? But don't don't trade just to trade. Don't force yourself. If you're not seeing a 5 minute pattern that's adding up like intraday and it's not kind of adding up to your liking, don't trade. Very simple, right? There will always be good days to trade. Even in a bear market, there'll be a green day, right? So even if you get 2 or 3 days that are bad, you're going to get 1 or 2 that are good, right? Kind of like when the market goes up, right? You get 3 green days. Watch for a red day to come in very shortly after that, you know, many times the 4th day, 5th day. So market goes up, watch for it to pull back. When the market's selling off and you have red days, well, there's going to end up being green days as well. So on the days like today that are crappy, if you don't take a trade, well, don't take a trade. Wait. And then when the good setup comes and, you know, when you get the green day and there's a good bullish day, then load up that day and make a good trade. And it offsets the days, you know, that you may not have traded, and just don't force yourself, you know, to make a bad trade. If the trade's there, don't trade. Very simple. That's where most people give back their gains, and it really messes them because they trade just to trade. You don't want to do that. Right now, I'm like looking at the high day scanner on Trade Ideas. It's 10:33. The last one that hit Trade Ideas high day was at 10:07. That was about almost a half hour ago. Well, that's no coincidence because the market's not green today and stocks aren't going up. Can I look at TVIX? Sure. Let me take a look at TVIX. TVIX has some resistance at that 569 marker, the 20 EMA. The heck? Which is also pre-market high today, so I'll just draw it across right here. TVIX, it's a little bit different of a beast, right? You know, it's running inverse of the market. You can see kind of a left shoulder head, right shoulder. Might be breaking above right now. You can see some resistance at that 50 SMA. And so the market right now is failing VWAP, which is good for TVIX. So at this point, you have that 570 resistance marker. Let's draw this trend line here. Kind of right. Let me get rid of that. So at this point, right now, you could just, again, so what you want to do is you want to have, with TVIX, you want to have a futures chart up or a SPX chart up next to it and watch, right? So right now, futures is failing the VWAP. When it's failing VWAP, then you typically have a bullish move up on TVIX. So you got to really trade TVIX. Make sure you have a chart up next to it of the futures. So just to kind of show you guys how that works, let me get rid of this. Futures. Right? So futures, dang it, I don't have, because the charts are, dang it, I have this, I wonder how I could fix this. I don't have VWAP set up on this left chart. Let me see if I can do no VWAP. I just want to change my chart for you guys to show you guys. Let me see. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to, for those of you guys that want to learn Thinkorswim, I'm going to change up my charts for you guys. So get rid of level 2, move it down. I wanted to do this anyway for you guys to show you guys. How do I do previous close? So up under studies, I have previous day close 1. Studies, edit studies, previous days close 1. Watch our videos on how to set this up under previous close for Thinkorswim. Apply, here you go. Let's go over to previous close. No orange dots. Day. No. All right. Let's do this. Maybe that color. Change them to the dots. There we go. Up there. Okay, that's that. Let me add on VWAP. Day, So do VWAP here. see, upper. Let me just change that to green. Okay, VWAP up, day. Let's do this. Go over here. All right, that looks good, good. Okay. Let me remove these drawings. All right, so cool. Now I have two charts side by side. That's why I wanted to show you guys. Got VWAP, previous close, VWAP, previous close. Let me do this. I'm gonna save this. So guys, when you get your charts the way you want them, then you want to save them. So right here, I'm gonna go, oops, dang it. All right. All right, that's right. I'm gonna remove this so it doesn't show on the sidebars. I got a clean kind of chart. So then I go over here to save grid as, and I'm gonna do two chart side by side. Save this. So now I can show you guys. Perfect. Cool. That's easier. So now I have my VWAP, the green dots. You guys see the green dots, VWAP, right? Orange is previous close. Because I'm a little OCD, I'm going to change the color of that VWAP to make it a little bit darker. That's a bit better. Save grid as. There we go. All right, perfect. So, dang it. It's still showing this. There we go. All right, so back to this now. So this is what I want to show you guys with the futures. So if you're trading TVIX, you want to have a futures chart up and a TVIX chart up, and you're trading them inverse. So obviously you got to watch what the market's doing to trade TVIX. The market right here at futures is caught up right here in between the 9 and the 20. And as you can see right over here with TVIX, it's rejecting off of the 50 SMA, right? So then now with future or with TVIX, are you going to trade using the 5-minute or are you going to drill down to a 1-minute? If you're going to go to the 1-minute, then change the chart on futures to a 1-minute and change the chart on TVIX to a 1-minute, right? So you don't want to have a 5-minute chart up with futures and a 1-minute of TVIX. That'll mess you up. So whatever chart that you're trading on, make sure that you have the right proper time frame, if that makes sense. So basically, just looking at this chart for those that were questioning TVIX, you know, it's rejecting off the 50, but look at the market. The market's it's a mess today. So this is why, guys, there's really just nothing much to look at. I'm just kind of trying to show you guys charts when they're looking decent, looking bad, or just kind of messing up. You can see, you know, it's been a half hour at least since anything's hit traded ES on the high of day. Not much going on. Trying to see if anything from the watch list is one to look at. If anything's there to look at. I mean, all of our alerts went off today, so that's a good thing, right? 100%. And I'm sure some of them went better than others. That's why you'll see, guys, on the watch list, you might get 5, 6 stocks. 1 or 2 are really good. A couple don't do anything, and then one doesn't do good at all, right? That's trading. Today has been not great. I might start to wind it down for you guys, because not much is going on. And that's that. So, all right. So for anybody that's new, I'm kind of wrap it up here. So if you guys don't want to hear me rant for a few minutes, then you can shut me off. For those of you that like my rants, you can keep me up. For newbies, you probably won't know that I go on a rant, but I got to get some energy, so maybe I got to force myself to go on a rant. So again, here, if you haven't been over to our Facebook, you'll see right over here. Here is our community. Okay. Clint's awesome, guys. When he posts, keep an eye on him. He's awesome, dude. So, yeah, so here's our community on Facebook. So if you're watching us on YouTube and you haven't joined our Facebook community, come over and join us. Link is below. We are the Bullish Bears. We have almost 30,000 people. So feel free to come and join us. Really good community. As I always say, we keep all the spammers and the trolls out. Sometimes they sneak through, but then someone reports them and then we boot them, right? We're all about making this a very safe community and just very great place for people to learn. So if you're new, great place to ask questions. Come over here and ask and interact with people, right? Very simple. That's why we have this community over here, to help people out. And you can see over here, if you click on this Bullish Bears, over here, you'll see our fan page right over here. Make sure you basically also just like and then also follow, so that way you'll get notified of when we post in there, because obviously it's a little bit easier to be in touch with what we post over on our fan page a lot of times than our group, just because you know, there's so many people that post in our group. So basically, like and follow our fan page, come and join our group. Great place to learn and talk to other people, right? Other traders. So we have a Facebook group. Now, if you don't like Facebook and you're not a big fan of Facebook, we have several different drink a monster. What's that mean? Oh, why, to get some energy? Someone said drink a monster, Lucian. If that means because I'm tired today, well, first of all, yes, I'm tired. Second of all, I'm not a morning person. I hate mornings. I like sleeping in. I'm only doing this for you guys, and then someday, maybe I won't be. Maybe someday I'll wake up on the beach someday instead. I'll have David or Rose or Dan or somebody run the trade room. For now, I got to do it, right? Again, I'm not a morning person. I start waking up about now when I start finishing things. But anyways, well, first of all, there's nothing I have energy about today. The market sucks today. There's nothing going on. So I'm just trying to show you guys what I can show you guys, right? If nothing's going on, it is what it is. So what the heck was I talking about? All right. So yeah, if you don't like to do Facebook and talk to people on Facebook, we now have 4 trade rooms over here. We have our day trading room. We have a swing trading room, a futures trade room right there for people that like futures, and then we have a hangout room. So we just opened the futures and the hangout room either Thursday or Friday. Yes, it does, Chaz. The market does suck. Oh, trader nap. Yes, I definitely want a trader nap. I could use a trader nap right now. But see, now you guys got me all fired up, because now I'm looking outside and it's sunny out. So today is the lay outside for an hour, get a tan, come in, shower, take a trader's nap, and then wake up and then give you guys a watchlist video, which is then going to make me want to fall asleep again. So it's all about naps, wake up, nap, wake up. So anyways, we have all of these trading rooms over here for you guys. Again, day trading, swing trading, futures trading room, and then a hangout room. So go in there if you like to hang out and just BS with other people. Again, day trading room, you get a lot more of the action in the morning because it's a lot of ins and out. Futures is a little bit more action-packed as well. Yeah, so here I go. What time do you start trading? Well, with you guys, when I'm teaching you guys, I'm not trading. You know, so guys, I'm very, thank you very much. I'm very, what do they call it? Singular focused, obsessive compulsive. If I'm teaching, I'm not good at teaching and trading. I'm either teaching you or trading. So when I'm doing these live streams, I'm teaching you guys. And this is the part where I make Dan cringe, right? So there's some people that are like, you know, if people give a crap what's in my brokerage account or whatever, then, you know, maybe we're not the place for them, right? I ain't trying to be a brokerage account hero. Neither is Dan or whatever. We're teaching you guys, you know. Normally when you aren't teaching. Oh, when I'm not teaching, 9:30 to 11. Come 11 o'clock, I'm pretty much done. But guys, just so you guys know, I'm more naturally a swing trader, right? So, but just because I'm more naturally a swing trader doesn't mean I can't show you guys and teach you day trading. I know how to day trade as well. But naturally, I'm more naturally a swing trader. Dan is really good at both. Dan is fantastic at Dan's a great multitasker. But guys, those that have been watching or been following us, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to read the comments while I'm talking to you guys. You know, Dan still works a job, so doesn't Tim, right? So that's why for those who've been watching, kind of following our journey, we're just 3 dudes just growing our community, right? Ideally, I want to get Dan and Tim out of their jobs as we grow, and then we can kind of all work it together and continue to grow. That's why we have other people we have eyes on other people that, you know, want to be a part of our community. Rose has been doing really great. David's been really great. So as we grow, we might have other people helping and filling in and pitching and stuff. Again, all we care about is helping people to become good traders and just building our community as we grow, right? So if people care about what's in people's brokerage accounts and all that kind of stuff, then go pay someone else $200 a month. You know, there are plenty of brokerage account heroes that love flaunting what they have, that would love to take your $200 a month, right? That's not us. So my point being, I don't know my point. I'm just rambling. So that's that, right? So we have a bunch. Man, you guys are talking lots of techie stuff here. We got a few trade rooms. Come and join us. Trade alerts over here. We're not your typical trade alert service. Please make sure to read our trade alerts over here. If you're wondering how our alerts work, read this area here. And then read this, how our stock watch list and our get started section here. Basically, you make a watch list each night. Basically, if you look over here, click on the stock watch list tab and make sure you bookmark this link, because every night we make sure that this is updated here. So you can come over here and get our watch list. If you want our watch list alerts, just subscribe and we email those out. So we build a watch list and we put very important support and resistance levels and then key areas to watch for a potential breakout or breakdown, right? And then what you want to do is you need to be able to know support and resistance. Just because an alert fires off does not mean you should take the trade, right? You need to know support and resistance. So how do you know support and resistance if you're new? Well, come over here and we have $3,000 plus worth of free courses, right? I always go on this rant. Some people think that free is not worth it. And that's where I tell people, if you don't like that we're free, shoot us an email. We'll give you our PayPal, and then you can donate. Give us more money if you want, right? Dan hates when I say that, but it's the truth, right? There's some people that think free is not valuable. So that's why I tell those people, give us more money if you want. If you don't like free, send us a check. Give us money if you don't like it, right? Some people boggles my mind. Anyways, so where we go. You know, you're brand new. Here's thousands of dollars. This will keep you busy for months, right? If you're looking for an easy way out or if you're looking for people to tell you when to get in and out of trades, go pay someone else $200 a month and you're going to fail as a trader because you're not going to know support and resistance. You're not going to know when to get out of trades. You're going to rely upon somebody else, and that's a perfect way to blow up your brokerage account. If you want to know how to really trade, then come to work every day. Study your butt off for months, look at thousands of charts, come into whatever trade room is best for you and practice. Make hundreds of practice trades until you feel comfortable trading. Very simple. Open up an account with Thinkorswim Interactive Brokers right over here, right? 2 really good practice platforms, and practice until you become comfortable. We have our members only videos over here. If you click on this over here, you will see a bunch of free, or actually not free, well, part of, oh man, I can't talk today, man. These private videos are for members only, right? So all of this is extra content for our members only, right? So this is all the stuff about how to trade candlestick patterns, how to draw trend lines, technical analysis, all that good stuff for those that are members. We also share our trade ideas link every day over here. So you'll see, let me see if it'll work. It's on my other screen right now, but I'll click on it and see what pops up. Right here, every morning when this date changes right here, you'll see that's when we are posting, have posted the trade ideas. You can click right over here, join.me. Let me see. Let me log out of the other one. Oh, I'm trying to log out of trade ideas. There you go. So you guys can see Dan's screen over here. So guys, Trade Ideas is a $120 a month scanner, and we're showing you that scan every single day. Obviously, we recommend people get their own copy of Trade Ideas just because you can tweak it the way you would like. But you know, it's kind of like a try it before you buy. A lot of people are like, can I try Trade Ideas before I buy it? Well, yeah, come over here, try it out, right? See how it works, see how you like it, and then buy it when you have the money, right? We don't tell people to buy something when they don't have the money. Make sure you have the money for it first, right? Don't just pay $120 a month for something you're not going to use. Make sure you're going to use it and tweak it and like it, you know, and like it, right? So here you go. So part of our membership, we include trade ideas each day, and you can kind of look at our screen and see how it works. And again, go over here to subscribe, and you will see right over here, we are $10 a month. Our pricing is a joke. Pretty much everybody can afford it. If you can't afford $10 a month, not to sound insulting, but you're not going to make money in the stock market because you need you need at least $10 a month to make a trade, and then you also need money in your brokerage account to make a trade. So if you don't have $10 a month, then chances are you probably don't have money in your brokerage account. In that case, you can come out over here, hang out, and just take our free courses until you get some money to put in a brokerage account, right? I say that not to be insulting, but $10 a month, pretty much, if you're going to trade, everybody has it. So that's what we got, guys. That's all I got for you today. I wish it was a better day, but it's a crappy day trading. Markets aren't looking so hot. And that's that. So I'll be back on probably later today, this afternoon, to watch this video, maybe a recap or something like that. So I'll be back on probably around 4 o'clock or so, 3:30, 4 o'clock. Do this over again for you guys. But you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you guys later. Enjoy.